What if a fleeting moment of confusion could be the last warning before your life changes forever?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster. Today we're exploring ministrokes, transient ischemic attacks, and why treating them as mere blips can cost you your cognitive sharpness and even your life.
I'm Alara Sky. A ministroke happens when blood flow to your brain is temporarily blocked, causing symptoms almost identical to a full stroke, but often vanishing in minutes. This warning sign sends urgent signals: slurred speech, sudden numbness on one side, dizziness, or vision loss. Even if an MRI shows no damage, research reveals that these brief events set you on a path toward long-term memory and language decline. You need to know that a ministroke is a medical emergency, just like a full stroke, because every second without oxygen puts your brain at risk.
Up to 20% of people who experience a ministroke suffer a major stroke within 90 days, and half of those occur in the first 48 hours. That means the window for intervention is narrow. If you ever feel off, confused, weak in an arm, or suddenly dizzy, don't wait to see if it passes. Immediate evaluation and treatment could mean the difference between full recovery and irreversible damage. You owe it to yourself to act within minutes, not hours, when warning signs strike.
Certain conditions dramatically raise your risk for both ministroke and full stroke. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, smoking, imbalanced cholesterol, heart disease, atrial fibrillation, and obesity all make clots more likely to form or lodge in your brain's arteries. You're also more vulnerable if you've had a previous ministroke or stroke, or as you age and your vessels stiffen. These risk factors aren't inevitable. You can reverse many of them by quitting tobacco, improving your diet, and staying active.
Studies show that even if a ministroke leaves no visible trace on scans, your brain still suffers. In a large JAMA neurology study, participants who had experienced a transient ischemic attack declined in memory and verbal fluency at nearly the same rate as those who suffered full strokes. Their annual drop in cognitive scores was almost identical, indicating that temporary symptoms mask a progressive decline. If you've noticed harder word recall or trouble following conversations after a ministroke, you're not imagining it. Your brain trajectory has shifted downward.
Memory and language skills bear the brunt of this silent damage, but the effects are systemic. A ministroke can also disrupt blood flow to your retina, causing double vision or blindness in one eye, and to your spinal cord, leading to balance issues or coordination problems. Whether you feel dizzy, struggle to speak, or see blurry images, every symptom reflects oxygen deprivation to sensitive tissues. The risk of a full stroke is especially high within 48 hours of a ministroke, so treat every sign as an urgent call to action.
What you do after a ministroke could save your life. First, if symptoms return, recognize that you have a 3-hour window for clot-busting treatment to prevent permanent damage. Stay alert to subtle changes: facial drooping, slurred speech, sudden dizziness, and head to emergency care immediately. Next, take your blood pressure and heart rhythms seriously. Use a home monitor, keep a log, and work with your doctor to manage atrial fibrillation. Optimizing your cardiovascular health now lowers the chances of another brain event.
Your brain's ability to rewire itself, neuroplasticity, is strongest right after a ministroke. Start brain exercises immediately. Puzzles, memory games, walking routines, and even targeted physical therapy strengthen new neural pathways. Don't wait for deficits to worsen. Daily mental challenges can accelerate recovery and support long-term sharpness. Combine brain training with aerobic movement to boost circulation and foster resilience.
Lifestyle upgrades remove the root causes of clot formation and inflammation. Eliminate vegetable oils and processed junk food from your diet. Focus on whole foods like fruit, pastured eggs, butter, and healthy tallow. Move daily, even if it's just a brisk walk around your neighborhood. If you smoke, quit now. These changes normalize blood flow, stabilize heart rhythms, and reduce the inflammation that makes your blood more likely to clot.
Follow-up visits aren't just checkboxes, they're opportunities for whole-body insight. At each appointment, go beyond prescriptions. Ask how stress levels are affecting recovery, whether your sleep is restoring brain function, and how daily habits support or hinder healing. Use these check-ins to track improvements, identify lingering imbalances, and refine your plan. When you approach follow-ups as a chance to rebuild systemic resilience, you shift from managing symptoms to forging long-term protection.
You might be wondering which symptoms deserve immediate attention. Watch for sudden confusion, faintness, numbness, or weakness on one side, slurred speech, vision loss, dizziness, or coordination problems. Even if these symptoms resolve within minutes, they signal a temporary blockage of blood to your brain. Seek emergency care at the first sign. Waiting only increases the risk of a disabling or fatal stroke.
It's also natural to ask whether a ministroke causes lasting damage if scans appear clear. The answer is yes. Silent, progressive neurological changes often follow. That JAMA neurology study found that cognitive decline in memory and verbal fluency among ministroke survivors was nearly identical to that of full stroke survivors. In other words, you can't rely on imaging alone. Proactive monitoring and early intervention are essential to preserve your mental sharpness.
Now is the time to act. If you've experienced even a few minutes of confusion, numbness, or vision loss, commit to a new standard of care. Monitor your blood pressure daily, track your heart rhythm, challenge your brain with puzzles and movement, and transform your diet away from processed fats. Treat each follow-up visit as a chance to fine-tune your recovery and build long-term resilience. You have the power to rewrite your brain's story before a full stroke strikes. Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.